Hello everyone, this is Rahul Pawar and welcome to my YouTube channel Xpressurdata. So this is our series of videos where we are discussing about Tableau functions. And till today we have discussed about number functions, we have discussed about string functions, and we have discussed about date functions. So in today's video we are going to discuss about logical functions and we are going to write logics. So it is interesting how we can bring in all the functions that we have discussed and then write logic on that. So today we are going to see some examples on that, and if you're new to my channel, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and let's get started without wasting any time. I'm going to create a calculated field and I'm going to connect to our sample superstore, and I'm writing a simple calculated field here with the name logical functions. Okay, so here, like I always say, first observe or try to guess what could be the output for the logic that you are writing, or what is that you want as an output for the logic that you are writing. Two things here: one, guessing, and two, writing with an intention on what you need. So simply, if I write sum of sales, okay, a simple field that I'm taking into consideration here. Okay, so sum of sales. So what does this will give? So this will give us sum of sales with respect to whatever the dimension we are taking, right? Isn't it? Now, if I simply try to write sum of sales is equal to 0, then this will try to evaluate if my sum of sales is equal to 0 or not. Okay, so that is what it is doing, trying to evaluate if my sum of sales is equal to 0 or not. Simple. Based on the dimension that I am taking into the view. Okay, now this will become a Boolean statement. Why? Because we have written an equal to operator. Okay, now likewise, suppose we have to write some calculations and derive some metrics on top of that, basing on some conditions. Then we have logical functions here. And in real time, majority of that you can achieve using if statement. Very powerful statement in real time. So it is not only in Tableau, any tool you go, be it your Power BI, be it your SQL, these are very important. Okay, if statement. So let us try to build a simple statement to understand this. Okay, I'm gonna tell you one song so that you can remember it. So I don't know how many of you have watched Hindi movie called Laksh. Okay, in that there is a song, Agar Main Kahun Mujhe Tumse. So Agar Main Kahun, if is coming into the picture here. If I propose you, then what? Simple. Okay, so that is what is happening here. So whenever we talk about if statement, we are telling Tableau to evaluate a condition. Simple. If means what? Evaluate condition. Now when you are evaluating a condition, there are only two possibilities: either that condition will satisfy or will fail. Now it is our job to tell Tableau what to do in case when condition is satisfying and what to do in case when condition is not satisfying. Simple. So basing on these assumptions, let us try to write a simple if statement here. Okay, so for that, what I'm doing is I'm simply preparing my view. I'm taking a subcategory and I'm also taking profit because it has both loss and profit, both positive values and negative values. That's why I'm taking this. Now my simple intention is to categorize my profit into profit and loss. So very basic statement I'm trying to write so that we understand how it is evaluating. Okay, so let us comment this. And if my sum of profit. So why sum of profit? Because we are already aggregating our profit at the subcategory level. So that is why I am considering my sum of profit here. Okay, so if my sum of profit is greater than 0. Now this is the condition statement that we are passing it to Tableau. So if, so I'm writing here. So writing evaluating the condition. Okay. So now what if this condition is getting evaluated, then what? Then print as profit. Okay. And I am ending it. So it has become valid. Let us click on apply, and I'm going to write or add this into our view so that we can see the difference here. Now if you see what happened, so first copiers will come into picture here. So how much value that copiers have? It is 55,000. So 55,000 will come here. So it is evaluating like this. 55,000 is greater than 0. Then what? Then it is printing profit. It is printing profit. Next phones will come into picture. How much value does it has? It has 44,000. So 44,000 is greater than 0. It is true, right? So that this is the true statement for our condition. Okay. So likewise, all are getting evaluated here. And till here, our true statement is validated, or the condition is satisfying till here, 950. But you see, we are not telling Tableau what to do when condition is not satisfying. So that is why what is happening here, observe, it is printing null. This is how, or this is what you need to evaluate. So you need to write a code in a way that it is trying to capture all the use cases in your data. Only then your calculation will become complete. Otherwise, there will be some exceptions like this. So this is called as exceptional handling. Now, like the song says, अगर मैं कहूँ मुझे तुमसे मोहब्बत है. So what is happening here? If I propose you, then what? Okay, but there is nothing when what to do when condition is not satisfying. So that is when the else part will come into the picture. Okay, so here I wanted to show you that this condition is valid without else also. Okay, if condition is satisfying, then print, otherwise directly come out of the loop. So it will directly come out of the loop. So here minus 119 is greater than 0, then there is no statement for that. So directly it is coming out of that. So that's why it is printing null. Now what I'm writing is trying to write what Tableau should do when condition is not satisfying. So simply I'm writing else print loss for me. Okay, I'm ending it. Click on apply. Now you see what is happening when this condition is satisfying, it will print this. But when condition is not satisfying, so here minus 1100 will come. Minus 1100 minus 1100, sorry, minus 1100 is greater than 0. No, no means it will come here, loss. So it will print that. Okay, so this is how your simple if statement will execute. Okay, now in cases when you want to have only one condition in your if statement, you can also write the same code in this format also. If double if. Now simply here we can write it like this: sum of profit, comma, Okay, so simply aggregated field followed by your true statement. The true statement is profit, and what is my false statement? I mean, what it should do when condition is not satisfying, and close the bracket. A simple way of writing if statement. So whenever you are trying to write a logic, I encourage you to write it in a way that it is also following this. Now there is some error. Let us try to debug this. If is being called with float, did you mean boolean? Okay, so here we didn't write complete condition here. So is greater than 0. Okay, now what will happen? First, this condition will get evaluated. Okay, so if this condition is becoming true, then it will print this. Otherwise, it will print this like that. Okay, so this is our simple double if statement where we are passing one condition. Okay, and if I try to apply, it will give us same thing. Okay, so maybe I'll put it as loss. Our second method of writing this. Now you can have multiple, so you can also have any other condition inside this. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll try to write a little complex logic, and we'll try to derive or convert our profit into multiple parts here, and I want to show you step by step execution of that. Okay, so like I am trying to categorize my profit into 4 parts, like say high profits, average profits, and maybe loss as well. And let us see if we can divide into one more, like only medium profits, or I would say low profits, and then simply loss. So this way I want to categorize my profit. Okay, so for that I'm trying to write a calculation here, and let us start writing it. Okay, so the what we are writing is now called as nested if statement, because we have multiple conditions in that, and it is trying to continuously evaluate our value. Okay, so if my sum of profit is greater than, like say, let us take is greater than 35,000, I'm taking, then what? Then I'm calling that as high profit, and I'm simply ending it for now so that we can see the result here for now. Okay, so first what will happen? Copiers will come 55,000. 55,000 is greater than 35. It will print high profit. Then 44 will come. 44,000 is greater than 35. Then it is high profit. Like that till here it will come. First 3 values will come. So I'm clicking on apply. See here, first 3 values it is printing high profit. But later on 34,000 is not specifying, so we didn't tell anything about that, so it is directly coming out. Now what I'm doing is trying to write another logic or another condition for that. So for that I'm hitting enter before my end statement, and I'm going into second line now. Now here I want to categorize my average profit, so I'm calling else if, because we are writing another condition in else statement. What is that? What it is calling? Else if. Okay, else if my sum of profit is greater than, okay, so I'm telling is greater than, like say 20,000, then what? I'm calling it as average profit. Okay, and I am ending it. Now see, first is, this is first if statement, this is second if statement. So first this will get evaluated, then it will come into second line and it will evaluate this. Now I'm trying to evaluate, apply. Now see here what is happening. Average profit is being printed here. Now let me show you one gimmick here. Okay, see how Tableau is evaluating the value here. So I'm just putting this on top, Okay. And I'm just moving this into second line. Got it? I'm simply replacing second line. Okay. So now what will happen? First, this statement will get executed. Okay. So earlier what was happening? It was executing this statement first, and whatever it was not satisfying, it was going into second line. Now see the difference here. Okay. So greater than 20,000. So this is greater than 20. This is greater than 20. Till here it is greater than 20 only. Okay. Till here, I mean, still storage. Now up, click on apply. Now see the difference. Everything is printing average profit. Here, even though our logical statement is correct, but it is not giving the output in the way that we need. So that is why you need to make sure what you are writing, Tableau is understanding and it is executing exactly only those set of data. So now how can I correct that? So here, irrespective of order, if I want to correct, we can simply write it like this. So is less than 35, and now I'm simply using AND operator here, just copying this again and I'm pasting it here. It is greater than 20,000. Okay, so now what will happen? Every statement of yours will try to execute these two statements together and it will validate. And means this both the statements should be true. Then only it will print this. So the first line will come here 55,000. Okay, is 55,000 less than 35? No. Is it greater than 20? Yes. Then it will not print here. It will go to second line. Is it greater than 35,000? Yes, it will print high profit. So likewise, now it will go to second line, 44,000. Is 44,000 less than 35? No. Then it is coming out of this loop. It will print a high profit. So likewise, till here it will come. Now 34,000 is there. 34,000 is less than 35? Yes, true. Is it greater than 20? True. Now this is becoming true. It will print average profit from our papers here. Same for 30, 16. Now let us try to observe. Now see, high profit and average profit. Now irrespective of whatever our order is, it is trying to execute correctly. Okay, so that way you have to make sure you are satisfying all the conditions. So sometimes there might be many values here. So okay, so now if at all you want to write another logic here, now what I'm doing is else if, again another statement, else if my sum of profit is like say, now till 20,000 we have categorized, right? So I'm writing it as less than 20,000 and my sum of profit and sum of profit is greater than 0. Let us simply write till 0. Okay, then it is only like say normal profit for me. So I'm just trying to specify that normal profit for me. Now what is happening? Third condition here. So till 0 we are trying to capture the values here. Okay, apply. Now see here, this is not being disturbed. Now irrespective of order, whatever you keep, this will work. Okay, now I want to capture this value also and I want to print as a loss. So I'm writing, either you can write else if and continue, or you can also write else it is loss for me, simple. Which means whatever the values other than what is specified here, if there are any values, then you want that to be printed as loss. So here only these cases, but in future you might have some values which are above 55,000, then that will also be treated as loss. So to avoid that, what I'm doing is else if only I'm writing. Okay. Else if, okay. Else if my sum of profit, I'm just copying this, and is less than, is less, acha, it copied the entire line. So I'm just removing this, is less than 0. Simple. Okay. Then it is loss for me. Okay. And so here just for our this thing, I'm just excluding this value for now, and let us comment this for now. Okay, so is less than this. Okay, so I think we have missed something. Let us remove this. What did we miss? See, some I think some syntactical error I did. If, okay, this else this, then this else if somehow, and if I remove this, is it correct? Yeah, till here it is correct. So if I put this some error here, so it is not. Okay, so there is, then I am missing here. Sorry. Okay, click on apply. Now it is printing loss. Okay, now I want to write else NA I want to write. So some value I want to write which is not being captured here. So for that, I'm just taking here and sum of profit is less than, like say 54,000 I'm giving. I just want to exclude this value. So for your understanding, I'll just comment these two lines here to show you the output. Okay, so again, what is that? Okay. Okay, so okay, here it is, I think. Apply. Now see, only this part is getting excluded from our entire logic. So I want to print here as, no condition specified. Then anything other than that, if any, I'm getting any value which I am not handling here, and I want to display message, then I can write that in my else part. Else I am writing it as not defined. Apply. Now you see, now this is not defined. Okay. Now whenever you see the data, you will clearly understand what is getting satisfied and what is getting not satisfied and what is not defined, like that. So this is the method of writing a nested if statement here. Nested if statement, we call nested if statement. Okay, so this is one use case. Now I want to show you another use case where I want to display sales only for specific subcategory items, like that. So for that, I'm also taking order date for now. Okay, and I'm just dropping it here so that it is easy for you to understand. And then now let us remove this for now. So this is how we have got the values, and we will also remove this. So our standard thing is there here. Let us try to write a calculated field, and I'm taking another example here. logical functions 2, and I'm writing. Now I want to display profits when subcategory is equal to paper. Okay, then how will I write my code? If my subcategory is equal to paper, then what? Then display sum of profit. End it. Okay, so there is some error here. Let us see. Cannot mix aggregate and non-aggregate. So one common error that we get in real time, mix aggregate and non-aggregate. So I'm just removing this. Okay, because this is non-aggregated value and this was aggregated value. It was throwing an error. Now I've fixed that. So I've clicked apply. Now we got this. Now if I take this, see the difference here. What is happening? Only for value where subcategory is equal to paper, it is displaying the value. For all others, it is not displaying. Now if I remove this, this is only for my subcategory. Total profit of subcategory item where it is paper. It is like that. Okay, now based on how your view is, you can simply build this. Okay. Either, so now one check is if when I have written my logic like this, when I'm dragging that field, it is becoming aggregate. That is one method of aggregation where you can tell Tableau to aggregate the value. If not, the second method is I can simply write sum on top of here, sum of my field here. Now what will happen? This will get executed. Whatever the value that is coming from here on the whole, that will get aggregated. Click on apply. Now if I take this logical functions here, where did it go? Now observe the field here. It is AGG, which means it is already aggregated field. So this method also you can follow. So you can either tell Tableau to aggregate or you can only aggregate here. So you can use whatever the aggregation field that you need. Now suppose if at all you want to get it for multiple subcategory items. Okay. Now how will you do here? Okay. Subcategory is for I need for paper and like say for chairs, two things I need. Then how can I do? So will you write and or statement? Let us observe the both the statements here, and I'm just using subcategory, just copying this, and I'm writing, and these are called conditional operators and or. So this will try to evaluate both. So I'm just trying to write chairs here, and let us see. Let us apply. So I'm just writing and here, and I'm specifying two subcategory items here, papers and chairs, and I'm trying to write apply. So now what happened? Your subcategory item at a time, it can be only paper, and at a time it can be only chairs. So in a single value, you will not get both. That is why it is becoming fail. That's why it is not getting aggregated. Now suppose you want for both, you need to write or. See the difference now. So for subcategory where it is paper and for subcategory where it is chairs, these two will start showing the value. Else suppose for all others you want to display 0, then simply you can write your else part as 0. See here, like that. Okay, is it clear till here? If yes, don't forget to like and comment so that I understand you are following this. Okay, so that is the importance or advantage of your and or statement. Here we are passing multiple values to our if statement. Okay, now suppose you also want to play with profit and loss simultaneously. Okay, now I will tell that when it is subcategory is equal to paper, then give me profit, and if subcategory is equal to chairs, then give me loss. That is also possible. Okay, I mean sales. Let us try to do that. Okay, I'm simply just copying this and doing Control X. And here what I'm doing is else if I'm copying this, then give me sales here. Okay, and end it. I'm just closing it. See, now see the dynamicity of Tableau here. What is happening when your subcategory is equal to paper? It is bringing in your profit item or profit measure. But when it is subcategory is equal to chairs, it is bringing in your sales. So aren't we working with multiple measures in the same time? Now, if I click on apply, see your value for chairs will change. It is 3,28,000 and 49,000. Now, how can I evaluate that? If I try to drop my sales here and see, I'll just convert that into discrete. See here it is 328,449. Isn't it matching? So that way we can work with multiple dimensions and multiple measures together. So like this is how you need to practice more. Now I'm trying to add one more condition to this and I want it for a particular year like that. Okay, maybe I'll put it like this so you understand better. And I am also removing another condition here, which is related to measure and just applying it for now. Click on apply. And let us remove this as well. So now we have sales only for paper subcategory, but now I want to display my sales only for year 2019 or 2020 like that. Now, how can I write like that? Let us try to evaluate. If my subcategory is equal to paper, now do I need to write and statement or statement? Please pause the video and comment. Okay, so I'm just trying to explore both and my year of order date because I'm trying to apply a filter at year level. I'm just specifying year of order date is equal to 2020. Sorry, 2020. Then give me profit. Now in these 4 years, only for this we should get a value, right? Let us see. Now see, isn't it working? So we are displaying sales only for a particular year and a particular subcategory item. So this way also we can do. Now, if at all you want it for multiple years, same way you can do it now. Okay. Now you see how am I doing? I am writing here and or inside this I'm writing. Let us see if this method works or not. Okay. So I want to specify like this. And here I am passing 1. Now what is happening here? So your subcategory paper is mandatory. Okay. And means any year from these two. Click on apply. Now see, isn't it displaying this profit for our 2 years? So I can write it like this, or I can write it in a different method also. I'm just copying this. Let us try to write in a different or alternate methods. So the more you will learn when you try to write the same logic in alternate methods. So that is the kick of this here actually. So I am trying to write that in this and year of order date is equal to 2020. And I'm just writing this like this. I'm just copying this. So I'm just making this first statement to true. So first till here it will become true. Okay. Or this statement. So let us see what is the error we are getting here. Some syntax error we might be doing. So okay, let us remove this. Okay, so now let us see the difference here and I'll try to explain it. See, this is also working the same way. Now what is happening here, you need to understand. First subcategory is equal to paper and year is equal to 2020. This is getting executed. After that, there is an OR statement. Now this second statement will get executed. So to make it even better, what you can write is you can keep this parenthesis so that it does not confuse you. a better way of writing the code. Okay. If I try to click on apply and check the logic, it should work. Okay, so isn't it working? So that way, precisely what we need from which level of data, we can get that using a simple statement called as if statement or nested if statement. So these are very powerful statements. Practice as much as you can. I hope this video has given you some clarity on how to, build your code. If it does, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye and have a good day.